are grown-up boarders.
And today we'd like to welcome you to Tbilisi, Georgia. Come along, today is going to be super fun. We're going to show you some of the top things to see and do here in the downtown. And we're going to go try some authentic Georgian food. Our journey to Tbilisi started in Batumi, which is on the Black Sea, and it took a good 6 hours on this little bus. So we took a taxi to the bus station, waited for the bus to fill up, and on we went. We did a quick stop for bathrooms, but what were the bathrooms like, girls?
Horrible.
Horrible?
It's basically just a hole, so we're like, yeah, we can wait.
Oh.
You'd think at a service station they would have at least toilet seats.
But they don't. So the girls are attempting to wait, but we still have 4 hours and they already had to go before we left. So we enjoyed the countryside and the ride went pretty quickly, and finally we made it to Tbilisi. And this was the bus we took. Hi! Some of the people on the bus weren't happy, but the driver took us all the way to where we're staying at our home exchange. And thankfully, there was a lady in there from Kazakhstan who spoke English, so she was able to direct them in which way to go. And we basically paid like an extra $10 US for them to drop us off right here, which was really nice. This is our host, two sisters who met us, who are gonna show us the apartment that we're gonna be staying at. Our driver actually took us like a little bit too far, but Google Maps was wrong. Luckily, someone's here to greet us, or else I don't know what we would do. We wouldn't have been able to figure it out.
So we're staying in a home exchange here in Tbilisi, and this is exactly what we need because there's 3 bedrooms, nice big living room, we can work and everything. So you walk in the front door, there's this nice piano. There's 1 bedroom here. Hey guys.
Hey.
There is the living room here. There's a couple balconies as well. This is the kitchen area. Nice big TV. And the last bedroom over here. See how nice and big and spacious it is? My sisters and I just went to the store. I just want to show you the entrance of where we're staying. So you go through these gates, then you're like, it feels like you're in a construction site as if it's brand new, but it's been here for a few years. It's like an old building like this kind of thing. You walk in, and it looks like this inside. There's like this washing thing, and this is the elevator. You go in like this, click your floor. What is like? The door's shut, the door's shut. Yeah, the door's shut fast.
Our first day and a half in Tbilisi, we literally just stayed in and got a lot of work done. But today we ventured out, we had this big spacious Uber and made our way towards the downtown. We stopped to see this beautiful church. And this whole street is filled with restaurants, cafes, it's beautiful. We'll show you more of it tomorrow.
I just picked up this really cool bracelet with an owl and it's like blue like that. It's a necklace. Oh, necklace, sorry. And this costs like about $3.50.
And then we got a beautiful bracelet, which is also like only about 10 bucks. And this is for a gift for Nana. Isn't that pretty? Very nice.
Nice jewelry here.
See, I'll sample it. We wandered through all the little streets looking for some yummy place to go have dinner, and we found this really cool restaurant that served delicious hamburgers. They give you plastic gloves to eat your burgers. So tonight we're just scouting out the area. We just had the most amazing, delicious hamburgers and fries in a
like
really cool bar.
Little cave almost.
And we came out to this, and this is like so cool. So tomorrow we're gonna go discover it all. It's gonna be so nice.
Today's been just like a chill day, kind of like off camera, just like
we just worked all day basically.
Yeah.
Julia did exams in the middle of the night. What time were your exams at?
They were like at 2:30 to 4:30
a.m. She woke up in the middle of the night and did her exams. How cool is that? So we hit the hay, got a really good night's rest, and started the day off early with an amazing walking tour. We're starting our tour of Tbilisi here with the free walking tour. This is a great way for us to learn some of the different local things that are going on and a little bit of the history. So we always love to do this in every city we go to.
So these here are gas pipes that go all along the old buildings that you'll find. And the reason for this is when there was the Soviet Union, it was cheaper to get gas this way than having the plumbing. Soviet Union came to Georgia. They took over their homes, well, partial of their homes, and they had to share homes. And so back there what you saw were staircases, so that'd separate the homes. So like they live up there and they live down there, but they'd all share the same kitchen and the same bathroom.
Yeah, and before the Soviet, one house was for one family, so the entire thing. So when they came, they're like, hey, they all had to all squeeze into these small rooms.
They basically stole their homes from themselves and made it what they called communal living.
Illegally.
To go see the oldest house here in Tbilisi, 286
260 years old.
Oh, not 280, 286. Wow.
Push the steps, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Then they have from the balconies, everyone has their own entry, right? Yeah, the thing is that everyone knows everything about you because they can see you every time, they can hear anything.
What is it?
The world's smallest working clock. Look at it. You have a joke here.
What is it?
Here's the weight of the earth.
Okay.
If you read that in Georgian, it says jump, and then you'll see the next size.
Oh, the clock's ringing. Let's go see it. Quick, quick, quick.
Come out in 3 minutes.
There it comes. Guess what time it is?
It's 12:58, 2 minutes early.
1 o'clock. Here in Georgia, they have two systems that are very powerful. One is the government, but the other is the patriarch. It's the head of the church, kind of like the Pope with the Catholics. So, yeah. And they have their own alphabet. I didn't know that.
So I just learned that in the world there's 14 different alphabets, and one of them is Georgian, so it's very unique. And he was teaching us some of the words you say here, even some funny ones that we did not know.
Deda?
Oh, yes.
I was wondering,
Where's Mama?
Mama's over there. So in their language, the guy who created their language, he was like, I don't want to do the traditional
You want to do backwards
English way.
day.
Let's do it backwards. And Mama means dad, and dad means Deda. I mean,
Mama.
Mama means Dada,
It's so confusing.
and Dad means Mama. They're the opposite.
So it seems here that in Georgia, they often, when they switch governments, they stop certain projects. So this kind of tube glass building was supposed to be a music hall. It's been on hold for like 10 years now. Same with the building in a distance. Apparently it's too expensive to run, and so the government had stopped it, and it's just kind of an empty hall right now, which is a shame. It's so beautiful. The other thing is the Europe Square over in a distance. Same with in Batumi, they had a Europe Square. Basically, it's to thank the Europeans because now, since 2017, the Georgians can go to Europe visa-free. And we all know how hassle and what a pain in the butt it is when you have to apply for all these visas and all these paperwork. So it was their appreciation to say thank you to the Europeans for that. Look at all these little streets and everything. It's interesting.
The dog's still following us.
The dog is still here. Aww.
All right, we're going to see some waterfalls. I didn't know this was here. It's like right in the city. How cool is this? So this beautiful building, it looks like a mosque, but it's not. It is where you go in the bath. It's like sulfur baths, and they do like scrub massages apparently as well, so it's really nice.
We are now going to go discover the botanical gardens because we didn't see them yet, but we're following the sign. Then we're going to go discover some typical Georgian food and some much needed good coffee.
All right, we are right now going to the botanical gardens, and throughout the streets you'll find these little signs to get there. Okay, it was a trick just to get them up to the fort. No, there's the fort here and the botanical gardens, I think, are right there. But like, we walked up to the top.
We were going to take the telecab but you don't need to
Yeah, you can
because
just walk, yeah.
apparently I'm going to have some wine ice cream for the very first time. Oh, that's different. Tastes very refreshing with a wine taste. Good.
All right, so if you didn't know, Georgia is one of the first countries to actually make wine, so that's why they have the wine ice cream. I'm gonna try it. Like my mom said, fresh with a taste of wine. Well, we made it. It looks like you might have to pay though. Do we want to go to the botanical garden or should we just go to the fort?
Let's just go to the fort.
So something I also learned is that here they use the skin of the grapes to make the wine, whereas in Europe they use the juice from the grapes. And it's more of like a dry wine rather than a sweet one.
Because they say that the sweet wine makes you more drunk than the dry wine.
Yeah. And it's more of like an amber color here.
So the president here in Georgia is the first female president they've ever had in their country, which is pretty cool. Her name is Salome, which is a good friend of mine. I don't know her last name because it's a very long last name. It's like Cruz and blah blah blah. But what's interesting is she speaks French better than Georgian, if you can imagine.
Here we go, into the fort.
Look at those stairs. That looks unbelievable.
All right, so we keep going up, up, up. It looks like you can continue all the way up there. This is like ever changing. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is the botanical gardens down here. The rest of the Growing Up Without Border gang are down below.
Yeah.
And Julie and I had this funny thought that we should just jump in the tally cabin and tell them to wave at us as we're going
like
down.
calling them like, hey, look up, and they're like, where are you guys?
Should we do it?
I don't know. And just like that, we are right back downtown. This is actually where Tbilisi used to start. This is like the first square. This is like the real old town. So we learned that in 2008, the Russians came here with their tanks and everything, and they were at war. So nowadays, with the war that's going on between Ukraine and Russia, they're trying to just keep peace and be neutral, if you will, and become like buddies with them so they don't get invaded. Because they don't have an army like the UK or the US, so they have to really just try to be neutral as possible.
Yeah. Well, they have an army, but not as strong as a force, right? So
if they were like, let's say, part of the European Union, maybe they'd be fine. But right now, as an independent country, they need to be like...
What's interesting is I saw this big, huge like billboard, and it said bravery, be brave like the Ukraine. So they support Ukraine and they're against war, but they don't want to ruffle Putin's feathers, if you will.
So this is a carpet store because apparently Georgia is known for lots of carpets. And if you go out to the countryside, you'll see everybody having a carpet.
This area here looks really nice. There's all these different cafes and restaurants, so I think we're gonna find a really nice spot to sit and enjoy some Georgian food. See, like this. So typical for them is this bread pastry thing with an egg. You'll see this on their menus. So it's mushroom in a clay pan with cheese. What else is very popular here? Oh, these are kind of like dumplings. I think we're gonna go try something like that.
So I'm going to explain to you guys what all the food we have here is called. So this is Khinkali, which are dumplings. Inside are beef, but you can choose beef, pork, cheese, mushroom. You can kind of choose what you want inside. Correction, it's beef and pork together. The spinach one here is called Khachapuri with spinach. So they're both, I guess, maybe forms of bread.
And the mushrooms are mushrooms with cheese in a clay pot.
Okay, so I find their food's really thick and be amazing during the winter, but during the summer when it's hot, it's quite thick, you know? But it's pretty good. And
in my honest opinion, it's missing like kick. I guess
our family, we love spice.
Like spicy.
Like where's the spice there?
I spoke way too fast. These have some amazing flavor. So good.
In Batumi, we noticed this, that they like their walnuts in sauces as well. So here you can try chicken with walnuts and those sorts. And it seems like in their beef, they like cilantro.
Yeah, that's what tastes so good.
Yeah, so they like walnuts with chicken, this or that.
Okay, the people here in Georgia are extremely religious. And some of the biggest differences between their churches here are the women are covered up with their hair, so they have to cover up to go inside. Can't wear like showing your shoulders or shorts inside their church. And I don't know if the guy's singing for people to come in, kind of like the mosques, like they do when they sing to tell people it's time to come and pray. But there's people singing. Maybe it's just them singing. And then when we were driving, whether it was in our bus ride here or a taxi ride coming down, they like pray and I think they kiss. And I think they do that every time they drive by our church, or they just do it randomly. I'm not sure.
So I figured it out. The Pope inside has a microphone, and there's speakers outside the church to tell people that there's service probably going on, but he's just doing service inside with the speakers.
And he's probably a priest or a something. He's not a pope, because popes are Catholics.
All right, so as you can see, some of the buildings, they look very historic and some look like they're under construction. Now, they are owned by the people, but some of them need to be worked on. So instead of people doing it, the government's like, I'll do it. I'll help you guys get the right shades and everything. So
because it's heritage buildings. Yeah. The other thing that's really interesting here is that they had their one church and they put like Islamic symbols outside of it. And so when the tanks I guess who would have, I don't know who attacked them, but
it was a Mohammed
blah 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 came in and they were like overtaking their city and their country. They left that one church alone because they thought it was a mosque.
Yeah.
And the other interesting fact is that during the Soviet times, they weren't allowed to have any religion. So a lot of the places were demolished. There was one mosque that was left over. And till this day, it's the only church in the world, or the only mosque in the world, where the Shiites and Sunnis pray together. They're developing one in Berlin, Germany, but so far I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that they don't pray together, but yeah, really interesting.
So they've got this bazaar that actually goes underneath the street.
This bazaar offers a wide selection of souvenirs, antiques, homemade works, Georgian wine, and tons of great gifts and souvenirs.
See that statue up there? That's called Mother of Georgia, and in her hand she has one with a bowl of wine, I think, to say welcome, and one with a sword to say, enemies, if you come, we've got a sword, we'll get you, kind of thing.
I found the spot to come take a shower because where we're staying, literally it's not a proper shower, like really bad, but look at this. This is what I call a proper shower. It's awesome. This is just, look at it, it's all natural.
It's nice and cool.
It's so refreshing. Well, this place doesn't have a lake, but you can come get refreshed anytime you want, right here.
Right here.
So Tyler and I tonight went out on our own, and we are going to go find a little place that's kind of like where the locals hang out, where a lot of digital nomads hang out. It's called Fabrika, and this is what it looks like. We're getting some shawarmas to take home. We're gonna bring Bill some food home, and they served us a little tea while we're waiting for the shawarmas. How nice! It smells delicious. Hanging clothes off of a balcony this high up.
Kind of nerve-wracking.
Wow, I know. And look at our surroundings.
A fun fact about Georgia is almost all their cars are either American or Japanese. So when you walk around, you'll see cars from the left-hand side driving and from the right-hand side driving.
So this is their main big boulevard here with different shops and cafes and boutiques, or at least that's what we think.
All right, something I've really enjoyed here is this soda called Lemon Fresh. It's like mint, limes and lemons. It's really good, and it's nice and cold on a hot summer day.
And the other thing we've been having a lot of is sausage rolls. They're just like a puff pastry with sausage. They're delicious too.
This is a handy-dandy map that guides us around the city. And we are here.
We are here. And we are staying up here, and the old town's all the way down here, and you can take the metro all along. So we've been just using Boat, which is like their Uber system to get taxis, but today we're gonna take the metro to show you guys how it works. So I guess we go get tickets over there. So how it works is you pay 2 laris to get the card, and then you top it up with how many ways you want to go. So we topped it up for 5 laris, so that's for 5 people, 1 way is 1 lari. And you can use it for everyone, so you just top and go through. So you keep your card. A lari is like 50 cents Canadian, so maybe like 45 to 30 cents in the US, which is pretty cheap for a transit.
What's going on? Are you scared? Are you scared? It's so high up, man. Was it a bumpy ride?
There is like a roller coaster in line.
Feels like it's not on the tracks half the time.
It was fun.
It was loud. And is there spots to hang on up above? There's just one rail, but
above the seats, so you're like in someone's zone.
all right, we took the wrong. We got off at the wrong stop, so let's get back on.
Good to go. This is our bus.
To take us from Tbilisi to Kutaisi, it was a few good hours.
Here's an update. We have arrived to where we're gonna be staying. So this is where we're staying, in this nice big home. So we've got this area which has a pull-out bed.
They're huge rooms.
And they're so nice.
We're only here for a night, as tomorrow we'll head to Central Asia.
When you're walking on the streets here, everyone's just riding every single way.
Got this car coming, then this car coming, then they go. Who goes? They go. We found a really cool restaurant here to eat. That is a cool oven. Look at the pot behind Julia's head over there. We're already giving it a thumbs up without even tasting the food because I saw someone else's plate and it looked delicious. We're starting the night off with this pear aroma drink that we used to get at Epcot. You guys remember it?
Yeah. At Epcot, there was a station where you can try sodas from around the world. So every once in a while, we're like, I think we've tried this before. That happened to us in Honduras.
Funny. The guy wasn't joking when he said the Caesar salad was his favorite.
This is what I call a true, authentic American Caesar salad.
Best restaurant in Georgia that we found. The amazing thing is it's our last night here, so it was such an awesome opportunity to find such delicious food here in Georgia. Thanks for watching our tour of Tbilisi, Georgia. Please subscribe and give us a